محمد اللهم صل على محمد صلى الله عليك يا مولانا يا أبا عبد الله صلى الله عليك يا ابن رسول الله صلى الله عليك يا ابن أمير المؤمنين صلى الله عليك يا ابن فاطمة المظلومة ما خاب من تمسك بكم وأمن من لجأ إليكم يا ليتنا كنا معكم سادتي فنفوز والله فوزا عظيما. قال الله تبارك وتعالى في محكم كتابه بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الذين آمنوا وتطمئن قلوبهم بذكر الله ألا بذكر الله تطمئن القلوب آمنا بالله صدق الله العلي العظيم. صلوات اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد. For the love of Aba Abdullah al-Husayn, with the loudest of our voices, sallu ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. And for the love of our beloved first Imam, with the loudest of our voices, sallu ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. And for the love of Imam Sahib al-Asr wa Zaman, sallu ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum jami'an wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu. Once again, we thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for giving us this moment and this opportunity in this holy month of Muharram to continue to acquire the understanding of our faith and the understanding of our religion through the values that were taught and established by our beloved Master and Savior, Aba Abdullah al-Husayn salawatullahi wa salamuhu alayhi. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. If mu'mineen and mu'minat will recall very well, last night we looked at the stages of honoring the symbols of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In the last stage of our examination of last night, if you remember very well, we looked at the 3 dimensions of Karbala, or the 3 dimensions of the movement of Aba Abdullah. Now tonight, the verse I've chosen for the discourse or for the topic is Quran 13 verse 28. And if you recall very well, the first night, I urge you, brothers and sisters, when we mention these verses, when you go back home, try to double check and try to analyze the verse and digest the verse and try to have some understanding of the verse in depth. Quran 13 verse 28. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this ayah is saying, الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَتَتْمَئِنُّ قُلُوبُهُمْ بِذِكْرِ اللَّهِ أَلَا بِذِكْرِ اللَّهِ تَتْمَئِنُّ الْقُلُوبُ. Allah now is talking about believers and their qualities. That those who believe in Allah and they find peace or tranquility in their hearts through the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then at the end Allah says, indeed, You will not find peace or tranquility except through the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, departing from this ayah, our topic of tonight will be mystical dimensions of Karbala. And our examination of tonight will be of the following two stages. The first stage will look at the relationship between what they call royal world and kingdom world. Alamul Mulk and Alamul Malakut. And then the second stage of the examination, we will look at the mystical traces from the event of Karbala. And we'll try, inshallah, not to prolong. We'll look at maybe 5 or 4 mystical traces throughout the movement of our beloved Imam. And the aim of tonight's discourse, Mu'mineen and Mu'minat, is to first and foremost inspire myself and to inspire you, Mu'mineen and Mu'minat, to start thinking of embarking on your own spiritual journey towards Allah. To start seriously thinking, embarking on a journey of self-discovery. And to seriously think on the best possible way of connecting with the world of the unseen. And so therefore, I humbly urge Mu'mineen and Mu'minat to pay attention to especially the second stage of the examination, where we'll be looking at those mystical traces of the movement of Abu Abdullah. So that I and you will be able to understand that our Imams, right from the first Imam, or if you like, from our beloved prophets, up until the 12th Imam, their focus was nothing but Allah. Whatever you do in life, Mu'mineen and Mu'minat, if it is not connected with Allah, then you have a long way to go. And whatever you do in life, if you really want it to have a fruitful ending, it has to be connected with Allah. Or else, you will end up regretting. As they mentioned, رضا الناس غاية لا تدرك ورضا الله غاية تدرك فازهد لرضا الله. Except the pleasure of people is a destination no one will reach. You want people to be happy with you, or you will struggle. You want every single person who's sitting here to be happy with you, then you have mountain to climb. But رضا الله غاية تدرك said, but the pleasure of Allah is a destination that all can arrive at. And he said, why can't you strive for Allah's pleasure? Because with Allah's pleasure, there are people's pleasure too. So that is important to connect with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now let's begin with our examination of tonight. The first examination is the relationship between royal world and kingdom world. If you take it in a literal meaning, you say royal kingdom may be leading to the same thing. But from the mystical perspective, they are not the same. And the Holy Quran explains these two worlds in a very profound way. So therefore, when you come into mysticism or into spirituality, royal world is referred to Alamul Mulki. And then the kingdom world is referred to Alamul Malakut. Now, what is a Alamul Mulki and what is a Alamul Malakut? Maybe you heard about it, but kindly pay attention to understand it. When you look at Quran, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala in different verses, I'm going to use 2 verses, explain these two worlds. The first one is a royal world, which if you want a simple translation or definition, meaning physical world, material world. And kingdom world, simple definition, meaning the world of unseen. Now in Surah Al-Mulk, first ayah, what does Allah say? Tabarakallazi biyadihil wa huwa ala kulli shay'in ahsantum. The word here is mulk. In mysticism or in spirituality, when they say mulk here, look at translation, they say kingdom here. But mulk meaning something physical, something material, something which can easily deceive. That's why they use royal world. This world, when you look at it, apparently is fascinating, it's attracting. But if you don't truly understand its essence, you may end up becoming the slave of this world. So, Alamul Mulk, physical world, Tabarakalladhi biyadihil mulk. Alamul Malakut, spiritual world, or the world of unseen, is the famous ayah. فَسُبْحَانَ الَّذِي بِيَدِهِ مَلَكُوتُ وَإِلَيْهِ تُرْجَعُونَ. Yasin. Yasin. بِيَدِهِ مَلَكُوتُ كُلِّ شَيْءٍ. What does it mean mystically? Meaning the secret of everything is in his hand. In other words, the world of the unseen is the secret of this world that you see. It's the treasure of what you see here. That is in the hand of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now question. What are these two worlds? As they said, physical world is a surrounded world. An unseen world is a surrounder. How does it mean? It means physical world is surrounded by the world of the unseen. You know, you only see your money. Huh? You see your beauty. You see your fame. But if you can work hard, you'll see something beyond your fame. You'll see something beyond your beauty. That is that Alamul Malakut. That is why in spirituality, they said, Alamul Malakut is Muhit. And Alamul Mulk is Muhat. Meaning this whole world that you see, behind it is the world of the unseen. And everything that you see on the face of the universe, be it insan or hayawan, excuse my word, or trees, they are made up of these two. Mulk and Malakut. What is the mulk of insan and what is the Malakut of insan? Your mulk is your body. Your Malakut is your soul. And your body is surrounded by your soul. If you take care of your soul, the beauty from you will emanate. But you know what we do? We only take care of the body at the expense of the soul. That is why worship is boring to most of us. Otherwise, if you take care of the soul at the expense of the body, then I am telling you, mu'mineen and mu'minat, ibadah will never be boring. Not you see salat sometimes is boring. Be frank. Maulana is taking too long reciting. So I always say this. Wallah, if the words of Imam Ali will not soothe your heart, and the words of other musicians can soothe your heart, then there is something wrong somewhere. Many people come to me, they said, Sheikh, when I'm down, there are these inspirational speakers, TED Talk, I listen to them. I said, Baba, what of Quran? I said, no. I said, there is something wrong. It means we are allowing Alamul Mulk to overpower Alamul Malakut. I want you to understand this before we move on. Prophets of Allah, they do a lot of mu'jiza, miracles. Prophets. So one example is Isa alayhi salam. Isa alayhi salam, of course, through the teachings of Allah, He said, I'm going to take this clay or sand and I'm going to make a form or a shape of a bird. And then I will blow on it. And it will indeed become a bird. Now scholars said, when I look at this bird, which is a bird, it says something physical. What is the secret behind it becoming a real bird out of clay? Said because Isa's will is connected with the will of Allah. Whenever you are connected with Allah, something fascinating and extraordinary happens in your life. Mountains that you see out there, what does Allah say in Quran? Said, لَوْ أَنزَلْنَا هَذَا الْقُرْآنَ عَلَى جَبَلٍ لَرَأَيْتَهُ خَاشِعًا مُتَصَدِّعًا مِنْ خَشْيَةِ اللَّهِ. Look at the ayah. Allah said, Wallah, if we were to reveal Quran unto mountains, mountains will begin to split and break apart on account of the fear of Allah. Question, mountain is physical. Why would mountain break? Said because mountain also has other dimension, which is alamul malakut. Where do we get that from? Quran said, wa in min shay'in illa yusabbihu bihamdi rabbik walakin la tafqahuna tasbiha. Allah said each and everything that you see on the face of the universe, it praises and glorify Allah, but I and you do not understand. So each and everything, there is that alamul malakut behind it. Now come to me. Listen, Karbala. Aba Abdullah alayhi salam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. Muhammad. The secrets of the success and the victory of Karbala is that Aba Abdullah was connected with Allah. Otherwise, it happened in the year 61 after Hijrah. Within few hours, at a particular place in Karbala. It did not happen everywhere in the world. But why is all over the world? You know the secret? Although Umayyad and Abbasid, they try to extinguish the light of Karbala. But Karbala keep going. You know why? Because Abu Abdullah is connected with Alamul Malakut. What is that Malakut which Abu Abdullah is connected to? The arch of Husayn. That arch, that thirst. Simple, but that test is connected with Allah. That sabr of Husayn is a sabr which is connected with Allah. Hence you realize Karbala keep going and going and going. Hence narration mentioned, even when it comes to your physical health or the causes in this world that you see, these causes are not limited to only physical causes. There are spiritual hidden causes. That is why narration mentioned very well that if you do Sile Rahim and you do Sadaqah, even if the entire world said you will not be cured, Allah will cure you. Malakut. A mu'min, a real mu'min, is the one whose slogan is وَمَا رَمَيْتَ إِذْ رَمَيْتَ وَلَكِنَّ اللَّهَ رَمَى. It's a real mu'min. You threw the stone when you were throwing, but you didn't throw. Allah threw it. Mu'min, Allah. So therefore, my point of the first examination is to understand that there is this treasure that each and every one of us has. And that is the major component of your existence. Let it manifest in your life. Look after the soul. Nurture the soul. Nurse it properly. And you will see the wonders of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now let's go to Karbala and begin extracting the mystical traces of Karbala. Every year we come, we sit together here. Let's start becoming spiritual, Baba. Salat. It has malakut, it has mulk. You know, what is mulk of salah? Ruku, sujood, Allahu Akbar. Is this salah? Allah. Wallah, if salat is this ruku, sujood, there is no point. That is mulk. What is the malakut of salah? After that salat, when you go out here, your akhlaq must be the best akhlaq. Hajj. Labbaik Allahumma labbaik. This is mulk. What is malakut of Hajj? I learned patience in Hajj. When I come back home, I will be patient. Fasting. I'm able to fast from morning to night. That is mulk. What is malakut of it? After fasting, I will think of the plight of the poor. Everything has mulk and it has Karbala. Let's learn from Husayn spirituality. So that you on your own try. Everybody, as they said in spirituality, has his own God. His own God meaning what? Your level of spirituality is dependent on you as a person. My father, for 100 years, only Zuhur, Asr, Maghrib, Isha, you don't want to add anything. For 50 years, only Ramadan, you don't want to fast on Thursday and Monday sometimes. For 20 years, only Quran Khani in Ramadan, you don't want to have dedicated time for your own Quran. We need to grow spiritually. Your business, if you don't break even, you get worried. But you get worried if you miss Salat even on time. To begin with. Just to begin with. Wallah, the secret of our Imams. You know, when we mention the Fadil of Imam, we all get excited, isn't it? Wallah, their secret is that they held unto Allah. Ahlul Bayt never left Allah. So let's go into Karbala and let's dissect how Abu Abdullah stood only and only for Allah and nothing else. Number one, al-luju'u ila al-ibadah inda muwajahat al-hadath. The first mystical trace of Karbala is what? Turning to the worship of Allah during challenge. When you are faced with a challenge in your life, what do you do? What do you do? When you are faced with a challenge in your life, what do you do? Abu Abdullah, the challenge of Karbala was so tough. What did he do? He turned towards Allah. How did he do that? Imam Zain al-Abidin taught us. بات الحسين وأصحابه ليلة عاشوراء ولهم دوي كدوي النعل ويتزودون بالعبادة. Imam Zain said Husayn and his companions, they spent the night of Ashura, meaning the Tasu'ah, praising and worshipping Allah throughout the night. He said, you know, when fruit falls from the trees, like when it's a season of a particular fruit, you go to the farm, you see the way it falls, a lot of noise. He said their whispering of the name of Allah on that night was like a date falling from his tree. Al-luju ila al-ibadah. When you are faced with a challenge in your life, as a mu'min, as a mu'minah, the first step towards resolving that problem is ibadah. And that's what Abu Abdullah did. He did nothing but went to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is why narration made it very clear. Our beloved first Imam, whenever he had a challenge, the first thing he would do, he would offer 2 rak'at salah. Imam Ali. Imam Ali. Every challenge, they said, إِذَا فَرِغَ الْأَمِيرُ مِنَ الْأَمْرِ لَجَأَ إِلَى الْإِبَادِ وَصَلَّى رَكْعَتَيْنِ. Said Amir al-Mu'minin, every challenge. Are we like that? You will be looking for Haji to help. It's good. You will be looking for the but Ahlul Bayt, they said, when you are faced with challenges, the first thing to do is to knock the door of the worship of Allah. That is why Quran said, وَاسْتَعِينُوا بِالصَّبْرِ وَالصَّلَاةِ. Seek Allah's assistance through patience and salah. Abu Abdullah taught us that's number one. So in other words, he faced the entire Karbala through the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I'm telling you, our problems that we face today, can it be compared to the problems of Karbala? Why don't you go through ibadah? In fact, it's the opposite. When we have problems, that's the time we don't even pay attention to the ibadah. 2. Ibtida'il mashru' bit-du'a. About Abdullah. You know, when you have something that you initiate or work, How do you begin with it? Different people have different ways of beginning with things. I'll give an example. There are many people how they begin their days. Some early morning, they begin their days by listening to music. They said, when I listen to this particular music, I feel good. When I go to work, I'm able to work. There are those, when they begin their day, they look at the smile on the face of their families. Either their sons, or their daughters, or their wives, or their husbands. When they look at the faces, they said, I feel good. When I go to work, I can concentrate. Well, there are people, they begin their days by smelling a nice smell. Some either attar or perfume. There are people like that. But you know about Abdullah, you know how he began the day? Allah narration says he woke up in the morning, early morning. There was no water. He performed tayammum. And they performed the fajr. And he went out. He looked at the sky. Said, Ilahi, anta thikati fi kulli karb. Ya Allah, you are the one I trust in this gum and this problem. I do not trust anyone in this issue except you, Allah. Begin your days with ibadah. Begin your days with dua. Then he said, Wa anta raja'i inda musibati. Allah, you are the only hope in this tragedy. No one is the hope. Yani, we're trying to learn that about Abdullah. He began that day of Ashura by resorting to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then Abu Abdullah said, Ya Allah, I know sometimes when we are faced with challenges and we become weak, we may turn against you. But I am sticking to you, Ya Allah. You are the only one who can rescue me from this. So the second trace is that he began the day with dua, with ibadah. So therefore, sometimes I said, as Shias, really, when last did you recite dua is Sabah of Imam Ali? When Amir al-Mu'minin was asked about this dua, he said, this dua I've given you to begin your days with. And some ask Amir al-Mu'minin, how do we go about our days? Imam Ali said, Wallah, Allah has given you namaz ishab to give to give life to your souls the next day when you go. So therefore, the second trace is that whatever you begin with Allah. And Aba Abdullah al-Husayn alayhi salam began that with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The third trace of mysticism in Karbala is what? Kathratu dhikrillah. Abundance of the remembrance of Allah. If you look at Abu Abdullah. Abu Abdullah, he was nursing injuries. He was sorting out bodies. Taking that body to one corner. That other body to one corner. But you know, if you read, in all those faces, he was reciting something. You know what was he reciting? La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah, inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. All he kept reciting it. That is why we have a riwayah that if a person keep reciting la hawla wa la quwwata always in his life, it will be difficult for something of dunya to overwhelm you and make things difficult for you. And Abu Abdullah, that was what he was doing. Yani, in those difficult times, he would only recite the zikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. To a certain extent, when he began to give the khutbah the first morning in Karbala, he said, Alhamdulillah illazi khalaqa ad-dunya faja'alaha daru zawalin wa fana. He said, I thank Allah who created dunya. But he created dunya, a place which has an end. And everything in it will come to an end. So therefore, mu'minin and mu'minat, the third one is what? Dhikr. In everything that you are in, wallahi, stick to Allah. Stick to Allah. And you know, as they said, we need the dhikr of Allah for two reasons. Number one reason, why do we need dhikr of Allah? Because we need peace. Peace. Wallah, anyone who always makes zikr of Allah, hasbunallahu wa ni'mal wakeel, La ilaha illallah. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. If that becomes your slogan, you'll always obtain peace. They said, how? Because he said, a peace comes when you have a sense of belonging. And zikr simply means, I have a sense of belonging to Allah. I belong to Allah. Hence, I call Him now and then. I belong to Him. Hence, I do not forget Him in whatever I do. Allah absolutely owns me. So therefore, I resort to Him in everything that I do in life. So therefore, mu'mineen and mu'minat, kasratu dhikrillahi tabarak. And then the second reason as to why we need to remember Allah now and then is because sometimes something will happen impromptu in our lives, unexpectedly. But scholars mention in mysticism, wallah, anyone who holds on to zikr, when unexpected things happen to him, you will find him relaxed. You see us sometimes when small things happen to us, we can't sleep. But he said, anyone who holds on to zikr of Allah, it will be difficult for something to happen in your life and you lose it, you have sleepless night, you can't sleep. And the fourth trace is what? Ista'iddu lil bala. Aba Abdullah in Karbala prepared himself and his companion for the bala and fitna. Example. Today, may Allah forbid, you go to the hospital and you are told you have a cancer. What do you do? Diagnosed of cancer. Diagnosed of diabetes. Oh, no. You run in your business, things are going well. All of a sudden, things are not working. What do you do? You know, in our daily lives, when na'udhu billah, a person is examined or diagnosed of a problem, what they expect you is to accept it and move on. But Islam said no. Accepting it alone is not a solution. You have what is called darajatul istislam and darajatul Islam. Istislam meaning what? I've accepted. I'm not stigmatized. Islam said, no, you don't have to do that. In addition to doing that, you need to refer it back to Allah. He's got the power to change it within a twinkle of an eye. And that's what Abu Abdullah did. He said, Ista'iddu lil bala wa'lamu anna Allah hafizakum wa hamikum wa munjikum. He gathered all of them in that darkness of the night. He said, oh my beloved companions, prepare for bala, prepare for fitna, prepare for tragedy, prepare for musibah. But I want to assure you, Allah will protect you and He will salvage you. So therefore, it's important we understand that. Abu Abdullah, in that difficult moment, he reassured people of the presence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That indeed, you are heading towards trouble, but do not worry, Allah is there. You know, all of us, we believe Allah is there. But Allah, between me, you and Allah, when you make dua, do you have doubt that is accepted or is not accepted? We doubt. Level of yaqeen is weak. Level of yaqeen is weak. I know he said, Amma yujib al-mutar 5 times, but you're thinking that your solution is with Hajji. The companions of Abu Abdullah, he prepared them psychologically to realize that the power is in the hand of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the next race, then we go to the last one. It's what I mentioned last night. Salat. Salah. What was the type of salat of Abu Abdullah? Salatul khawf. The salat of fear. Because when you go to the battlefield, the salat is khawf. You don't do 4, you do 2. It's like salatul safar. Sa'id al-Hanafi came to Abu Abdullah and said, it's time for salah. Abu Abdullah said, Lakat sadaqta hana waqtu salah. You are right, it's time for salah. And Abu Abdullah began to pray, but the enemies began attacking. To some extent, we are told those standing next to Abu Abdullah, they were attacked big time, brutally. But Abu Abdullah, where did he learn from? He learned it from Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam. In difficult moment, you don't leave Allah. That's the moment you need Allah. Amir al-Mu'mineen in the battle of Siffin, Enemies were making headways, but Amir al-Mu'minin was making salah. He was busy making salah. They came and asked him, why? He said, Wallah, if not because of salah, we wouldn't have been here. If those people had recognized salah, they were not going to attack us. They did not recognize salah. That is why they are attacking us. In other words, they are making salah for salah's sake. Salah is not having any impact in them. So Imam al-Husayn alayhi salam, mu'mineen and mu'minat, in that difficult moment, he did not miss his salah. How many of us are owing salah? 5 years? 6 years? How many? Abu Abdullah did not miss that. He ensured that his salah was up to date. But there's some few lines I want to share with you, mu'mineen. Bear with me. You know, Allah is not interested in any salat. He's interested in salat with 4 qualities. Because you see, Quran is not telling you to perform salah. Quran is telling you to establish salah. And different between performing and establishing. If you want to check whether salat is established in your life or not, you know what? How you do it? Look at yourself, salat time. Do you receive some signals in you go, or you relax? Wallah, if you are relaxed, know that salat is not established in your life. You perform it, but it's not established. But if you see wherever you are very uncomfortable, very, you feel not good, I need to do it, it means salat is established in your life. But salat time, be easy talking. 4 conditions. Look at them. Number 1, salat awwal waqt. Awwal waqt. That's why you see salat of Karbala was awwal waqt. Number 2, humbleness and humility in salah. Pray while you are relaxed. Don't pray rushing, you're wasting your time. You know what Imam Ali mentioned? Allahu Akbar. Imam Ali entered the mosque and he saw someone praying very quickly. You know, sometimes, fiqh wise, it may be accepted, but mystically, it will not take you anywhere. Believe me or not. We need to sometimes understand jurisprudentialist law and mystical principles. In fiqh, the salat is okay. But mystically, wallah, your soul will not ascend there. So when he was busy, you know what Imam Ali said? Imam Ali called him. Imam Ali said, wallah, you've stolen the taste of your soul. He said, how? He said, because you have denied yourself the taste of salah. The way you prayed, that taste will not be there. So you need the khushu. You need the presence of the heart. That's number 2. Number 3, if you really want that, this is from Imam Jafar Sadiq. Before you do any wajibat, try if you can do 2 nafilah. And immediately you do the wajibat. It's Imam Jafar. Imam Jafar said, a wajib salah which is connected to mustahab salah will ensure the heart ascend to Allah. 2 rakat, 2. Then immediately you connect it. Allah, when we sleep Fajr Salat, we do 6 o'clock sometimes. You know, that's why our Jamaat, they have a plan just to get the Mu'minin come for Salat al-Jama'ah. So sometimes it is pushed 2 hours later, 3 hours later. Let's get Mu'minin. It's good sometimes. But we need to learn and get out of that and emulate Ahlul Bayt alayhi wasalam. And then the last but not least is when, as they said, your salat, after every salah, your akhlaq change for better. You see these people who are holier than thou? They come mosque, they pray, but outside the akhlaq is dirty. Scholars, they said your salat should coincide with your akhlaq. In other words, that humbleness which is required in your salat must be transferred in your life. So therefore, the point I'm trying to make is about Abdullah alayhi salam. He never forgot his salah. So, lovers and muhibban of Husayn, Whatever you do, irrespective of the challenge in your life, irrespective of whatever is ahead of you, if there is one thing that you cannot miss, it's salah. That's why Prophet says, if you want Allah to talk to you, you read Quran. But if you want to talk to Allah, you do salah. And the lastly, about Abdullah, traces of spirituality, is the levels of annihilation in Karbala in Allah. 4 levels. I leave you with that. Go and think about it. Level of annihilation, which they call fana in Karbala. Wallah, if you see the levels those companions and Abu Abdullah reach in their love for Allah, they completely forgot themselves and dissolved themselves in the love of Allah. They completely melt in Allah. There was nothing else they could see except Allah. Number 1, they had tawakkul on Allah. It's easy, but not easy to practice tawakkul. Well, if you want to see whether you have tawakkul or not, wait when you are tested. Abu Abdullah mentioned on the 10th day of Muharram, Inni tawakkaltu ala Allahi Rabbi wa Rabbikum. I have submitted to my Lord and your Lord. I've given everything to Him. This is the lowest level of fana. Lowest level of annihilation in Allah. That if we try, we can. But after that, you go to the second level, which Abu Abdullah and his companions achieved also. What is the second level? Rida. Rida means what? First level, I have a problem in my life. I failed the exams. Things are not working out at work. Community issues, I'm running, it is not going well. Families are getting sick. Mom is sick. Dad is sick. I'm losing family members. Tawakkul. Depend on Allah. Just rely on Him. Wallah, just do the dua. Wallahi, Allah is powerful, mu'mineen and mu'minat. Wallah, if you rely on Allah, He will not let you down. وَمَنْ يَتَوَكَّلْ عَلَى اللَّهِ فَهُوَ حَسْبُهُ. Whoever depends solely on Allah, Allah is enough. Amir al-Mu'mineen mentioned in Dua Qumayl. What does he say? Irham man ra'su malihi ar-raja. Ya Allah, bless that one whose capital is wish and hope in. That is tawakkul on Allah. But sometimes if you are too determined in your spiritual endeavor, you go to the second level. I have this problem. I made tawakkul. But no, scholars said tawakkul is low, very low. I want to go high. You go to the next level. Ar-rida. Rida means what? I am happy with the situation. No problem, Allah. I am happy. What does Abu Abdullah said? Ilahi ridan bi qada'ik. Ridan bi qada'ik. I am pleased with your order and verdict. You can do that. Business is not going well. You are happy. Allah, people cannot sleep at night. This is the second level of fana. But this, inshallah, tomorrow we'll discuss more. I'll give you practical steps on how to achieve some of this. Tomorrow. Okay, now I'm pleased. I'm happy. Mom is sick. I'm praying to Allah, but no problem. He knows better, so I'm happy. I don't have a problem. Money is gone. I lost a lot. I'm happy. I failed the exams. I'm not going to cry, complain. I'm happy. I will work hard. Some said, no, let him go to the next level. Taslim. You know what is taslim? Taslim, literal meaning you surrender, but not. In mysticism, what is taslim? That's the third highest level. Third level. It means, look, even this current situation of ni'mah that I have, I am not worthy of it. I don't even deserve that. It's only out of His favor I got. Abu Abdullah. وَتَسْلِيمًا لِأَمْرِكَ. He said, Ridan. Second level, isn't it? There is a tasliman. Allah. Complain for what? Even this ni'mah of living few minutes before I get killed, I don't even deserve that life. Allahu Akbar. Ahlul Bayt. Allahu Akbar. This is fana. Fana. I'm not worthy of it. And let's go to the last one. Last one is the highest level. Still, they call it darajatul fana. That is the highest level of annihilation. Here is not that I'm not worthy of it. No. Allah, I don't own myself. You own me. So whatever you are putting me in, I deserve it. And it's a ni'mah and blessing. This is the highest level of fana. Why should I be worried? That is why Abul Fadl Abbas, when he went to get water, he wanted to drink. He said, no, the purpose of life is deen. And Husayn is the symbol of deen. Why should I drink? Let him leave it and go to Husayn. Fana. Last night I told you. Zainab said, Allahumma Rabbana takabbal minna hadha al-qurban. The highest level of fana. Allah, this life belongs to you. You've taken it. Please, you made us caretakers, Allah. Allah, accept that we took care of it according to your wish. Allah, Ahlul Bayt, what else do you want? Allah, all of us sitting here, whatever you have, you are a caretaker. Wallah, my knowledge, I'm just a caretaker. I don't look after it. I may either be substituted and be given to someone else, or Allah take it from me. The wealth you have, Habibi, you are just a caretaker. That is why they said whatever you have is not the aim, it's means to the aim. It's not the aim. And it's not the end of it. So therefore, mu'minin and mu'minat, in conclusion, let's try as much as we can in this day and night of Muharram. Let's rekindle that light between us and the world of the unseen. And start from a very lower level, your own level. Look after your salah, look after some ibadah, and slowly you can take yourself to the next level. Our ambition and aim is to feel the presence of Allah. That is, wherever I am, I must feel the presence of Allah. And if you even have a glimpse of that feeling, it's more than enough to take you through. But otherwise, the way we are going and coming, it may not yield anything to us. So therefore, we ask Allah, Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, to inspire us to emulate Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. And we ask Allah Azza wa Jal, that, Ya Allah, we know we are not worthy of all the blessings that you have given us. Allah, make us worthy of those blessings, inshallah. Allah, we have a lot of challenges in our lives. We have a mu'min brother who kindly and humbly requested to us from me that they are going through some difficulties. Ya Allah, take care of those difficulties on their behalf, inshallah. And all of you mu'minin and mu'minat, before I recite the musibah of tonight, whatever hajat that you have, including myself, we ask Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala to fulfill those hajat on our behalf, inshallah. And we ask Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, we are yearning for you, Allah. We are seeking you. There are so many temptations on our way. Allah, we ask you, crush those barriers on our way to you, Allah, inshallah. And Allah, make us worthy of Ansarul Mahdi alayhi salam, inshallah. Tonight is the night of the mothers. And the night of the youth. It is the night of the mother of all mothers, Zainab Salamullahi alayha. But I begin this musibah of tonight, mu'mineen and mu'minat, by quoting that poet who equates Karbala with the A'mal of Hajj. You know that poet. He said, when you go to Hajj, you will do Safa and Marwa. And when you go to Hajj, you will pelt Shaitan. And when you go to Hajj, you will do Qurbani. Without them, there is no Hajj. This poet said, no doubt, Aba Abdullah had Safa and Marwa on the 10th day of Muharram. The Safa and Marwa in Hajj is between two mountains, isn't it? But what was the Safa of Abu Abdullah? Katiligo. And what was the Marwa of Abu Abdullah? Khaymaga. They said in Hajj you will do it only 7 times. But Abu Abdullah, tens and tens of Safa and Marwa between Katiliga and Khaymaga. Allahu Akbar. They said when you go to Hajj, you pelt shaitan. It's a symbolic act. The stone is sitting there and you pelt it. But they said Abu Abdullah also had shaitan to pelt on the 10th day of Muharram. But the shaitan of Abu Abdullah were insan, who were standing to behead Abu Abdullah Husayn alayhi salam. The third one has to do with the Masa'ib of tonight. In Mina, you have to do Qurbani, slaughter animals. We are told that Abu Abdullah also had a Qurbani on the 10th day of Muharram. What were the Qurbani of Abu Abdullah? Number 1, children of 6 months old. Number 2, children of 11 years, 12 years like Mohammed and Aoun. Narration says on the 10th day of Muharram, mothers gave their kids and their sons alive. Ummul Banin gave 4 sons away. Layla gave Aliyun al-Akbar away. Ramla gave Qasim away. Rabab gave 6-month-old baby away. But narration says the mother of all mothers was Zainab alayha salam. Zainab gave 2 beautiful sons away, Muhammad and Aoun. You know what narration says? Narration says on the 9th of Muharram, Zainab called Muhammad and Aoun. She sat with them. She said, "Oh Muhammad and Aoun, will you make me proud tomorrow?" What were the response? Muhammad and Aoun said, "Yes, Mom, we'll make you proud. We are the children of Ja'far al-Tayyar. And we are the children of Ali ibn Abi Talib. After all, Mom, we are looked after by Abbas alayhi salam." Said, "Mom, we'll make you proud." That is why one narration mentioned when Zainab went back to Medina, the first thing she did, she entered into the room of Muhammad and Aoun. And she said, "Ya Allah, they've taken their joy from my eyes, but they will not take their joy from my heart." Now come the morning of the 10th day of Muharram. Zainab called Muhammad and Aoun. She said, "Oh my sons, go to Husayn and ask for permission." We are told that Abu Abdullah was standing and he was looking at Muhammad and Aoun. As they were coming to him, Abu Abdullah was crying. Arbab al-Maqatil said, "Why was Husayn crying when Muhammad were coming?" Because Husayn was remembering their age was like his age when he was with Imam Hassan al-Mushtaba. When Muhammad and Aoun got to Abu Abdullah, they said, "Uncle, we are here for permission to go and fight." Abu Abdullah began to cry. He said to Muhammad and Aoun, "Our mother Fatima Zahra told me that Husayn do not break the heart of Zainab." Muhammad, go back, go and look after your mom, and Aoun, go back. I will not allow you to fight. But you know, there were lines that Abu Abdullah mentioned, "Open your heart." This is so hurtful. Abu Abdullah said, "Oh Muhammad and Aoun, when I lost my grandfather, Zainab was there for me. And when I lost our mother, Fatima Zahra, Zainab was there for me." You know, one line I want to share with you here. You know, one poet said, there are 2 ribs that were broken on the earth. He said one rib was broken when the person was alive. The other rib was broken when the person was already dead. This Maulana said, the rib which was broken when the person was alive was the rib of Fatima Zahra. And the other rib was the rib of Husayn alayhi salam. So Abu Abdullah said, Muhammad and Aun, when they broke the rib of my mother, Zainab was there for me. When I lost my father in the mosque of Kufa, Zainab was there for me. When I lost my brother Hassan al-Mushtaba, Zainab was there for me. If I allow you, Muhammad and Aun, who will look after Zainab alayhi salam? Narration says Muhammad and Aun headed back towards Khaymaga, towards Zainab alayhi salam. Zainab came out and she began to walk towards Abu Abdullah. Abu Abdullah was standing, he saw Zainab was coming, and Abu Abdullah was crying as Zainab was coming. When Zainab came, she looked at Husayn. She said, Oh Husayn, why are you denying my children to go and fight? Abu Abdullah said, Zainab, I love you so much. I want them to look after you. Narration says, she mentioned two things to Husayn, and that broke the heart of Husayn. You know, the first thing she said to Abu Abdullah, she said, Oh Husayn, remember, during the battle of Siffin, our father was proud of Abbas. And Abbas was of the same age of Mohammed and Aun. Don't you want yourself and myself to be proud of Muhammad and Aun? But the second line she mentioned broke Abu Abdullah into pieces. You know what she said? She said, Oh Abu Abdullah, don't you want Fatima to Zahra to be proud of me? She will be proud of Layla on the day of Qiyamah. She will be proud of Ramla. I want our mother to be proud of me on the day of Qiyamah. She says, Abu Abdullah began to cry and he allowed Muhammad and Aun to go. Muhammad went out, they began to fight and they were defending and supporting each other. Narration says, Shimr called out, don't fight them one-on-one. Surround them and fight them. In other words, ambush them and fight them. So they ambushed them and they went on Muhammad. When they went on Muhammad, narration said, Aun jumped to support Muhammad. But when Aun jumped to support Muhammad, they struck on Aun. We are told that Aun fell down. When Aun fell down, he called out, Wa alayka salam, ya Aba Abdullah. We are told that Abu Abdullah rushed to the body of Aun. When he rushed to the body of Aun, Aun was down and he was dying. Aun looked at Abu Abdullah. He said, Oh uncle, are you proud of me? But you know, he said something to Abu Abdullah. He said, Uncle, tell my mother I've not drunk from the water of Furat. It's like he knew Zainab will be slapped on Sham. That is why Imam said, Asham, Asham, Asham. So tell my mom, I've not drunk from the water of Furat. But let me leave you with this last line. Narration says, Zainab never cried in Karbala about Muhammad and Aun. Even when Husayn carried the body of Muhammad and Aun, Zainab was not crying. You know, when did Zainab cry? Zainab cried only when she went back to Medina about Muhammad and Aun. Zainab was asked, Zainab, why didn't you cry when Muhammad and Aun were mentioned in Karbala? She said, Wallah, there was no one to cry for Husayn.
कहती थी ये ज़ैनब कहती थी ये ज़ैनब